Tricia with another motivational moment. Today is my topic is about worrying. Don't worry about nothing. Whatever's going on in your life, don't worry. God is already working it out. We see things all the time that we don't think we can get through it. But let me tell you something. As long as you got God in your life, there's no need to worry. One thing about me, I always been a big worrying about how my day is going to be, worrying about who's going to like me, who's going to love me, worrying about the bill, worry about the gas, worry about everything. I was just a big worry. And you know what? I had to start praying about that because God don't want us to worry about nothing. If you done gave it to God, it is going to be okay. If you done gave it to God, let God handle it. Don't you worry about a thing. When we worry too much, we'll find ourselves up in a hospital because we're worrying about the littlest things that God said. I have control over this, Tricia. I said I got it. So you know what? Now that I've got older and wiser, I learned to just give it to God because let me tell you something. Some things we don't have control over. And some things we just don't have control over. So if we don't have control over stuff that's going on in our life, we got to keep on going. We got to keep on pressing until we get to the top. Because like I said, I'm the biggest worrier ever. You know what? You wouldn't think I'm a worrier. Once I sit down and I meditate about something, the first thing I do is I start worrying. God don't want you to do that. Give it to him. Pray about it. That's why I tell you guys all the time when I'm on my live, pray about stuff. God hears you. He may not answer you right away, but let me tell you something. God hears everything you say, whatever way you say it, how you say it. God hears you. God is not going to leave you in a situation. God is not going to leave you in nothing that you think that's going to hurt you. God know how much to put on you. So when you're worrying about something, if God loves you, if people love you, don't worry about that. Worry about God. Worry about the situation. Worry about getting closer to God. We tend to worry about the stuff that we shouldn't even be worried about, like a bill, like a car note, like a house note. Leave it to God. God said, I'm not going to let you fall over. And you know what? If you believe in God, you will believe that God is not going to let you fall over. God said, I'm here for you to the end. The problem what we do here, people, we leave God. God doesn't leave us. We leave him. What I'm trying to tell you guys to do is stop worrying. Put it on the back burner. Focus on being closer to God. Focus on loving God a little bit more. Even though things get a little wacky for you, seem like you can't go on, guess what? You must go on. You must keep moving. You must keep going. Keep striving to get the best what you can be. I don't care what comes in your way. Let me tell you something. We're not going to always have great days. We're not. We're going to have days that we're going to worry about this, worry about that. But let me tell you something. If you give it to God, he's going to handle it. If you give God all that pressure, he's going to have it. If you give God all that stress that you got, he's going to have it. We're going into a new year, maybe. So if we're going into a new year, be a better person. Get yourself together. Leave all that worries alone. Leave it to God. God said, give me all that stuff off your shoulder, girl. Don't go into the new year worrying about this, worrying about him, worrying about her. Hey, this is a new year coming. Let's start off fresh. But let's do it now, though. Stop the worrying. Stop all this stuff that we don't have no control over. Some things that we worry about, there's no control. We don't know. We don't know where we're going to go. But let me tell you something. If you hold on just a little bit longer, like I tell you guys in every one of my videos, live stream, hold on just a little bit longer. Things are going to get better. God said he would never leave you nor forsake you. And you got to know that he is not going to leave you. When you're going through tough times, call on God. When you're not going through tough times, call on God. When you're worrying about something and you know you ain't got control over it, call on God. Just call his name. Let him know that, hey, you know what? I need you, not just today. I need you every day. God, take all that worrying away from me. Take all that pressure away from me. God, let me live. Let me live. Just let me live. Let God know these things. God will never know if you don't tell him about your troubles. God will never know if you don't tell him about the things that's going on. God knows things about you, but he wants to hear you say it. What we do wrong. We don't let God hear us say stuff. Open up your mouth and tell God, you know what? I'm going to let you hear what's going on in my life. Because a closed mouth does never get fed. God knew you before you knew yourself, but he wants you to say what's going on in your life. Let him know what you're worrying about. Let him know about your stress. your sorrow, your sadness. He say he will fix it if you give it to him. Most of the time, we don't want to give God our situation. But let me tell you something. You cannot do nothing by yourself in this world. If you think you can do anything by yourself in this world, you fail. So what I'm trying to tell you guys to do, get up in the morning and say a great, great, great prayer. A great prayer. Get up in the morning, tell God, you know what? I'm going to give you all this stuff. It's not healthy worrying all the time about stuff that sometimes we can't even control. Things just come about. But guess what? It's not the end of the world yet. Get up and say, you know what? I'm living. I'm achieving. I am breathing still. Why worry? Why worry? Give it to God. Keep on going. Keep on going. Don't you fall down because you're worrying about something. Don't you let that little worry stuff that you're worrying about get you down. God say, I'm going to handle you. I'm going to make sure things going to go just right for you. Don't worry about the small stuff. Stop worrying about what you can't control. Because most of the time, the things that we worry about, we don't have no control over. We don't have nothing over it. But that's why God said, give it to me, sister. Give it to me, brother. I already had it. I already got it under control. Just because you don't see him working it out, let me say that again. Just because you don't see him working it out, doesn't mean he's not working it out. God said, I got you. I'm not going to leave you in a time of sorrow. I'm not going to leave you at all. I'm going to be there to the end of time. So you got to understand, God said that he's going to be there to the end of time. So he's not going to leave you in a time of struggling, worrying, whatever. God's there. So keep on doing you. Keep on loving one another. Keep on smiling. Keep on shining. Know that God got you, and he said he will never leave you. So give it all to him. Give you all those worries to him. Give him all that pain. Give him all that sorrow. And you keep on shining. You stand tall every single day, and do not let nobody steal your joy. Do not let nobody come between you and God. Most of the time what we do, we let people come between us, me, you and God. Don't do that. Focus on God first. People second, you last, and watch God come through for you. It may not happen right now. It may not happen tomorrow, but guess what? God already got it. It's already in control. You just got to speak it into existence and say, you know what? It's already handled. It's already handled. It's mine. It's already done. So it's done. So keep on doing what you're doing. Loving one another. Keep on doing what you're doing. Leaving that stress to God. Keep on doing what you're doing. Leaving those worries to God. And keep living. God bless you all. And if you're not a friend of mine, become a friend of mine. Make sure you guys subscribe to my channel. Make sure you guys like my channel. And guess what, guys? Have an amazing, amazing day. And do not, whatever you do, forget to smile. Bye.